It says that she was born on the 4th of August 1981, and with today being her birthday as of me recording this video, it's saying that she's 44 years old.
Before she met Harry, you had no doubt she was your sister.
My little sister, though, I said.
Sister Samantha Markle, who joins me live from the US. Samantha, I have to say, this was one of the most nauseating, horrible
A clear motive for writing family off because it would seemingly justify and perhaps delay the revelation of all of the lies that she had told the royal family.
There is a theory that's been out there for a while. It's been floating around. Royal fans are convinced Meghan Markle is lying about her age. In fact, they think she's older.
It's living a life that she's winning and she's doing all these great things, but the reality is not that. The reality is she's a...
Forget the Netflix scripts. Meghan Markle might be editing something far more shocking, her own birthday. And now her own sister says she can prove it in court. It all kicked off with an interview no one expected. Samantha Markle, Meghan's estranged half-sister, appeared live on air from the US. And let's be clear, this wasn't another tired Family Feud replay. This was Samantha armed with receipts, dropping claims so explosive they shook even Meghan's most loyal defenders. She didn't hold back either. Looking straight into the lens, she declared Meghan Markle isn't the age we've been told. Not 44 like the palace repeats, not the perfectly polished Hollywood 40s image Meghan has built. No, according to Samantha, Meghan is actually nearing 50, and she insists she has the proof to back it up. Now you might think, here we go again, just more Markle drama. But Samantha didn't just blurt this out during a heated TV rant. She's dragging it into court, that's right. This accusation is now locked inside official legal filings, written in black and white. And court documents don't play. They demand evidence, timelines, and public scrutiny in ways tabloids never can. That's what makes this bombshell so dangerous. Now this is where the story takes a sharp turn, because Samantha didn't just lean on her memory. She pointed to something the palace likely hoped would never see daylight, an old snapshot tucked away in Northwestern University's archives. At first glance, it looks harmless. Just a salsa club photo from the early 2000s. You've got smiling students, a crowded room, and tucked in the background, there's Meghan Markle. According to palace-approved biographies, Meghan finished Immaculate Heart High School in 1999, which lines up neatly with her official birth date of August 4th, 1981. But if this salsa picture is legit, Meghan was mingling with a totally different age group, people who graduated in the late 1980s. That's nearly a decade earlier than the timeline we've all been told. Now picture the royals watching this resurface. One single photo, one alumni list, and suddenly the carefully polished biography begins to crumble. Because let's be honest, pictures don't lie. Words can be twisted, questions can be dodged. But when people see Meghan grinning alongside classmates nearly a decade older than she's supposed to be, the math just doesn't check out. And that's the kicker. Does the math even add up? Reddit dubbed it the salsa club smoking gun. Some joked Meghan must be a time traveler, because how else does a woman born in 1981 end up surrounded by people graduating when she was supposedly still in middle school? The palace can't brush this off with a neat press release. They can't say it's misremembered or taken out of context because the proof is visual. It's archived, it's real. And that one snapshot has now become the cornerstone of Samantha's case. The piece even die-hard Sussex fans are finding impossible to wave away. Now this is where things really ignite, because Samantha Markle isn't just some random critic throwing shade from the outside. No, this is family. Someone who grew up with Meghan, someone who says she remembers the timeline firsthand. And she's not stacking her case with petty grudges or recycled gossip. She's blending personal memory with documented evidence. And that mix? It's explosive. This is a sister who claims she lived it, who insists she knows the truth. And she's not waving around bitterness. She's presenting receipts. And here's the thing, lawsuits aren't casual. You don't get to file one just because you're upset. You need legal grounds. Samantha's grounds are harsh. She argues Meghan's false claims about her age and past didn't just hurt her reputation, they deceived the global public. That's not a small accusation. That's a direct hit at Meghan's entire brand. Because her image as a royal, as a Hollywood star, as the self-declared truth teller, all of it hinges on people believing her story. Think about it. Meghan has spent years positioning herself as a victim of distortion. From the Oprah interview to the Netflix docuseries, the message has always been the same. The press twisted the truth, and I'm here to set the record straight. But if Samantha's court filings prove that Meghan herself has been twisting the truth about something as basic as her birth year, then the narrative flips completely. Meghan stops being the victim and becomes the architect of distortion. Go, and that's what makes this so dangerous. The public can forgive drama. They can even forgive hypocrisy, but lying about something as basic as your age, especially when that lie is baked into official palace biographies and royal archives that cuts deeper, it calls into question everything else. 2018. But for Samantha, this isn't just about a lawsuit. It's about reclaiming credibility. She wants the world to know Meghan's truth isn't the truth. And with each document, each alumni list, and each memory she puts forward, Samantha is painting a picture that the palace desperately wishes would disappear. This isn't sisterly bickering anymore. This is a courtroom showdown with receipts. Think about it. Meghan has spent years positioning herself as a victim of distortion. From the Oprah interview to the Netflix docuseries, the message has always been the same. The press twisted the truth, and I'm here to set the record straight. But if Samantha's court filings prove that Meghan herself has been twisting the truth about something as basic as her birth year, then the narrative flips completely. Meghan stops being the victim and becomes the architect of distortion. Go, and that's what makes this so dangerous. The public can forgive drama. They can even forgive hypocrisy, but lying about something as basic as your age, especially when that lie is baked into official palace biographies and royal archives that cuts deeper, it calls into question everything else. 2018. But for Samantha, this isn't just about a lawsuit. It's about reclaiming credibility. She wants the world to know Meghan's truth isn't the truth. And with each document, each alumni list, and each memory she puts forward, Samantha is painting a picture that the palace desperately wishes would disappear. This isn't sisterly bickering anymore. This is a courtroom showdown with receipts.
Now things start to really boil over because Samantha Markle isn't some random outsider tossing shade. No, this is family. Someone who grew up with Meghan, someone who claims she remembers the timeline inside and out. And she's not leaning on gossip or old grudges. She's stacking her personal memories with solid evidence. And that combination? Absolutely explosive. This is a sister who insists she lived it, who says she knows the truth firsthand. And she's not relying on bitterness. She's presenting receipts. And here's the reality. Lawsuits aren't casual. You can't just file one out of annoyance. You need real grounds. Samantha's grounds are ruthless. She argues that Meghan's false claims about her age and history didn't just harm her. They misled the global audience. That's a bold move, and it puts Meghan's entire brand on the line. Because her image as a royal, as a Hollywood star, as a so-called truth teller, all of it depends on people believing her story. Think about it. Meghan has spent years casting herself as a victim of distortion. From the Oprah interview to the Netflix documentaries, the message has always been the same. The press twisted my truth, and now I'm setting the record straight. But if Samantha's filings show that Meghan herself has been bending facts about something as basic as her birth year, the entire narrative flips. Meghan stops being the victim and becomes the architect of the distortion. And that's what makes this so dangerous. The public can forgive drama. They can forgive hypocrisy. But lying about something as simple as your age, especially when that falsehood is written into official palace records, cuts deeper. It calls everything else into question. For Samantha, this isn't just a lawsuit. It's about reclaiming credibility. She wants the world to see that Meghan's version of the truth isn't the truth at all. And with each document, each alumni list, each memory she presents, Samantha is painting a picture the palace desperately wants buried. This isn't sisterly squabbling anymore. This is a full-blown courtroom battle with receipts. Screenshots of alumni records began to circulate online. Some people dug up old yearbooks, pointing out grainy black and white photos that allegedly showed Meghan in high school years that didn't line up with the official royal timeline. TikTok users, armed with Canva and red circles, started marking graduation dates, drawing arrows to birth years: 1971, 1972, 1973. Suddenly, Meghan wasn't just Meghan anymore. She became a full-blown case study. Was Meghan really born in 1981, as the palace claims? Or was she quietly approaching 50 while selling the world a Hollywood story of being a late bloomer? Then the memes hit. One savage tweet that went viral on TikTok summed it up perfectly. Either Meghan is a time traveler or someone shaved years off her birth certificate. Another joked, "Netflix, cancel your shows. I want Meghan Markle, the Benjamin Button." The ridicule was relentless. And the harsh reality? Once TikTok latches onto a story, it doesn't easily let go. True or not, the damage was done. TikTok investigators had turned Meghan's age into a global guessing game, and each new discovery, whether accurate or not, fanned the flames. This was no longer just gossip. It had become an organized digital investigation, with millions of amateur detectives refusing to let the mystery die. Samantha's claims go far beyond a number on a birth certificate. They hint at a much larger, darker pattern. If Meghan really manipulated her timeline, it wasn't just a slip of the tongue or a one-off mistake. No, this appears to be a deliberate pattern, and in Hollywood, patterns like this are rarely coincidental. Think about it. In Hollywood, age is almost an unspoken currency. Actors shave off 3, 4, sometimes even 5 years just to fit a younger casting category. It's the classic smoke and mirrors trick that lands roles, magazine covers, and career longevity in an industry obsessed with youth. No one bats an eye when an actress somehow stays 29 for half a decade. The issue is, Meghan isn't just another actress anymore. She stepped into Buckingham Palace, and with that came a whole new level of scrutiny. Royal life doesn't allow the same flexibility Hollywood does. Every date, every milestone, every personal detail is meant to be permanent, recorded, archived, and repeated for generations. If Samantha's allegations hold water, then Meghan wasn't just shaving years off her resume. She was rewriting a royal narrative. And that's explosive. Critics argue this alleged timeline manipulation fits perfectly into Meghan's long-term obsession with controlling her image, from carefully staged paparazzi shots before her engagement to glossy Netflix documentaries painting her as a modern fairy tale princess. Meghan has been accused of tailoring her own story to suit whichever role serves her best. To supporters, it's clever PR. To critics, it's manipulation at its finest. And here's the kicker. If you can't trust Meghan's birthday, what else is questionable? Did she really graduate when she claimed? Was her struggling actress story authentic? Or was every detail, every tearful anecdote, every late bloomer narrative just part of a polished script designed to keep her relatable and marketable while hiding the truth? When vanity crosses into deception, especially on the royal stage, it doesn't just stay gossip, it morphs into scandal. And for Meghan, this alleged pattern of image control could be the crack in her brand that never heals. Now we get to the part that makes even die-hard Sussex fans squirm: the birth certificate. If Samantha's claims sound far-fetched, there's a precedent that can't be ignored. Meghan can't outrun Archie's paperwork. The world noticed something odd. Meghan's original listing on Archie's birth certificate showed her full legal name, Rachel Meghan Markle. Normal, right? But weeks later, the names were replaced with a single elevated title, Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. The palace claimed it was just a matter of style, a formality. But Samantha's lawyers see it differently. The argument is chillingly simple. If one royal birth certificate can be altered, what's stopping another? If Archie's record can be rewritten for palace optics, why couldn't Meghan's own California birth certificate be adjusted to suit her story? Not proof, but enough to make people whisper. Social media erupted. Conspiracy boards flooded with side-by-side screenshots of before and after certificates, red circles highlighting missing names, captions screaming, "What are they hiding?" TikTok theorists connected Archie's edit to Meghan's disputed age, planted a seed of doubt that refuses to die. In the royal world, paper trails matter. Birth certificates, marriage licenses, baptism records, they're all carefully preserved. If Meghan's documents can be questioned, altered, or doubted, it shakes not only her credibility, but the Sussex brand itself. A minor paperwork tweak in 2019 now looms like a smoking gun in 2025. The British monarchy has mastered silence over centuries. When scandals flare, tabloids explode, and the internet demands answers, the palace says nothing. On Meghan's age controversy, they stick to the script. Officially, she was born August 4th, 1981. End of story. But is it really the end? Not quite. Insiders say Samantha's evidence isn't just dismissed with a royal wave. Far from it.
By
Photo can be
letting everybody know who I
records
am,
ignored,
you know, by being
with
transparent.
university records, alumni lists, and photographs lining up with a different timeline. That's the kind of problem that makes palaces sweat. Low credibility, high risk. Most won't believe it, but if even a shred sticks, the damage could be catastrophic. The royals know the stakes. Images stick. 100 denials mean nothing if one incriminating photo goes viral. Picture Meghan with classmates who allegedly graduated years before she should have. That photo, taken out of context or not, circulates endlessly, becoming its own proof in public opinion. So what does the palace do? They wait. They let the frenzy die down, hoping attention shifts to the next scandal. Because, let's face it, there's always another royal scandal. Silence is a double-edged sword. It protects them from saying something that could be disproven, but it also fuels speculation. If there's nothing to hide, why not release the receipts? Why not prove once and for all that Meghan is truly the age she claims? That's the risky dance the palace plays with silence. In Meghan's age controversy, it doesn't calm the storm, it feeds it. If Meghan Markle has one brand she has fiercely protected, it's her identity as a truth teller. From the jaw-dropping Oprah interview, where she claimed she was finally revealing her truth, to the glossy Netflix docuseries portraying her as a modern royal
Billionaires sweat and
Meghan has
politicians
always
paint.
marketed herself as authentic, raw, and real. But here's the problem. Samantha's accusations cut through that narrative like a hot knife through butter. If Samantha is right, and Meghan's timeline is carefully polished fiction, then what Meghan has been selling all these years isn't authenticity, it's performance. And today's audiences, especially in cancel culture times, have zero patience for someone preaching one thing while doing another. In Hollywood, smoke and mirrors are expected. Actors play roles, tweak images, sometimes bend truth to stay marketable. But when Meghan left Hollywood for the royal stage, she wasn't supposed to bring her editing suite. She was meant to bring transparency, rawness, truth. Instead, Samantha's claims make her look like she's been cutting and pasting her biography for decades. The internet is ruthless on this point. One viral Instagram comment summed it up. It's not about whether Meghan is 44 or 50. It's about why she fights so hard to hide it. And there lies the dagger. It's not just the number, it's the effort, the energy, the alleged trimming of years off a birth certificate, maintaining a timeline that doesn't add up, stage managing an entire identity. That's not comfort in one's own skin. That's curating a character. And that's the danger. When authenticity collapses, the brand collapses with it. Every interview, every tearful story, every "I just want to be understood" moment suddenly looks rehearsed. Meghan's critics no longer see a wronged duchess. They see an actress in her longest-running role yet. So, what's the truth? Is Meghan really the age she claims? Or has a decades-long story been carefully rewritten? With court filings, archived photos, and suspicious paperwork now surfacing, the line between fact and fiction is blurrier than ever.